Third time is the charm here. My computer restarted overnight and apparently messed up all my settings. So let's try this one more time. Good morning and welcome to our Make Money Monday. I am live every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, to share with you a money making tip to help you grow your direct sales biz faster. So hopefully we're good to go. I got a thumbs up. All right. I don't know. Unplugged a couple things, plugged things back in, and we are back in business. So, welcome everyone for the third time this morning. I'm just really trying to test you, catch your attention this Monday morning. But as you're joining in, say hello. Let me know where you are joining from, and let me know what direct sales companies are in the house. You guys are in the right place at the right time, even if it's taken me a couple of tries this morning. But today we're talking about how to stay consistent in your business, even when life gets real busy. And I don't know about you all, but life over here is real busy right now. We are wrapping up the school year. My kids are in fourth and sixth grade, and we've got like award ceremonies, and we have end of the season baseball, and we have field trips at the end of the year, and graduations happening. Like, just all the things are happening here at the end of the year, let alone, running a business and doing all the things. So I thought today's topic was timely. And even if you don't have school age kids, hopefully you also know that you're going to run into busy seasons, right? Like, whether you're traveling or you have other things going on in your personal life, we all approach certain seasons that are just a little bit busier than the norm. So today I am coming at you with some really actionable tips on how you can make sure that you stay consistent. We know that consistency wins day in, day out in this business. So it's really important that even when things are busy, that we're still showing up, we're still doing the fundamentals of our business to keep things going. Because I've seen it happen so many times before where people just kind of take a little bit of a break and check out for a couple months. And you know how hard it is to get back going after you've checked out. So we're going to talk about consistency in your business. I am so glad you're here. Hey, Robin, glad you are here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Amazing. All right. So we're talking a little bit around some consistency tips. Now, the first tip that I'm going to share with you is really around time blocking. And I know many of you love time blocking. Maybe some of you are like, that's not really my jam. But I live and breathe by time blocking. Like, on my calendar, I have long stretches of time, maybe not that long, but sometimes an hour or two of time that I have blocked for certain activities in my business. And by blocking it, I mean I'm actually putting it on the calendar and I'm writing down, just like I'm making an appointment with myself, what I'm doing at that exact time. And there's something about putting things on your calendar where other things might pop up and you have to physically move that appointment, or if you're using a paper planner, erase it or cross it out and put something else there. So I think it really helps you with accountability to make sure that you're staying consistent, you're holding that promise to yourself and saving that space for whatever you know that needs to get done. So I'm a big fan of time blocking. And one of the things that I talk about in the academy and some of the courses and training is I talk about floating time blocks. So if you know that your schedule is a bit more unpredictable, maybe you don't know when you're going to get called into work. Maybe you don't know when the baby's going to wake up from the nap. Maybe you don't know when certain things are going to come flying at you that you're going to have to manage. Then a floating time block is a really great strategy. So you know what you need to do during that next open space where you have a dedicated 30 minutes, hour and a half, whatever that might be for you to work your business. So consider it floating, be flexible, know that you have some availability to kind of shift things earlier or later based on what else is happening around you. But knowing exactly what you're going to do during that time frame is going to really help you stay focused and productive in your business. Now, the other thing that I think is really helpful to think about is building in a bit more white space into your calendar during busy seasons. And I think I learned this from Megan Sumrell in some of her training, but she talks a lot about, keeping track of how much time is kind of just up in the air, right? Like, oh, all of a sudden the kid got sick and things had to go a different direction, or something happened with the dog and there's a big mess I had to clean up, or, life can be a little unpredictable. So by tracking that time that anything could come up gives you a little bit of a buffer space, right? So you can build that white space into your calendar. And I definitely have that at the start of my day. I have that at the end of my day, a little bit of overflow time where I can flex if I need to, or roll some tasks into that time block, knowing that life happens, that like you get a call from school, or somebody, calls you and you end up in a long conversation, or an appointment runs over, you hit traffic, all of those things really spill into that white space that you have. So one thing I've been doing on my calendar is I've actually been marking off the time for creative tasks, and then marking off another block of time on Friday that is really designed for personal activities that I'm focused on. So whether that's running errands, or my acupuncture appointment, or sometimes, let's be frank, like it is actually me doing work, but I'm protecting and saving that time, knowing that I'm going to need a little bit of a buffer. So that white space, or that overflow time, is going to be really, really important for you. So time blocking, floating time blocks, white space, that's all very logistical when it comes to managing your calendar and thinking about your availability. Okay, the next thing that I want to share with you is a little bit of a ChatGPT hack that I've been using. And I've used ChatGPT quite a bit for content and brainstorming and all kinds of other random things. But I have really found kind of a great groove in using ChatGPT to help me manage my priorities and using it as a productivity tool. So if you haven't tried this before, I want to challenge you to take a minute, open up the ChatGPT app, go to the voice memo, and literally just brain dump. Brain dump all the things that are floating around, whether it's I got to return those pants that I got, or if it's I got to make sure that I follow up on an email to that person, or I don't want to forget that I need to DM this person, or I need to make sure I get end of the year school teacher gifts, or like literally it can be anything. But if you're anything like me, you probably have 4,000 given tasks floating around in your head. In fact, I usually do this at the end of the day before I go to bed, because my wheels are turning. I'm laying in bed, Jeremy's already fallen asleep, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, tomorrow I need to do this, that, all these things, right? So brain dump all of that into ChatGPT, and then give it an idea of what your next couple days look like. Like, okay, on Monday's my video day. I have, this to do and that to do. I have an appointment that I'm going to at 11. I have a couple meetings in the afternoon. Tuesday, I'm pretty much out of pocket. I'm in meetings all day. Wednesday is a half day at my kid's school, so I only have a little bit of time there. And then ask for it to do a first draft to prioritize the tasks that you just brain dumped, and allow it to create a schedule, a task list and a schedule for you for the next couple of days. So the first couple times I did this, the output was like, it was all right. It was okay, right? But it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So then as I was reading through it, I again clicked on the voice memo part and read through it and said, okay, on Monday I can really do this, but this is going to have to get pushed to Tuesday. And I know you put that down on Wednesday, but really that's a priority for Monday. So I'm just kind of like brains, kind of dialoguing, word vomiting, all the things back to it. Then I'll say, please revise it. Give me an updated version. I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, and I got to tell you guys that I am loving it. At the end of the day, I kind of give a little report out and say, okay, today I accomplished this, and that. This I didn't get time for. It's going to have to roll over. Or, oh, in this meeting today, this popped up or that popped up, and I need to make sure to follow up on it tomorrow. So as you're thinking about ChatGPT, while it's great for content, I also want to challenge you to try it for a little bit of productivity and task management to help you prioritize all the things, all the ideas. And you may just say, like, add that to the parking lot. I'm going to come back to that when I have a less busy season. So you're leaving it somewhere. It's not just stuck in your brain. You can actually like take it and put it somewhere. I have really, really loved using that, and it's helped me prioritize all the things that are happening, from personal activities to business activities, and meshing them together. And it does feel really good at the end of the day to be like, all right, like this is what I got done. And then it's like, yeah, boss babe, you're killing it today. Okay, a couple other things. As you're approaching busy seasons to stay consistent, you guys know I love me some good systems, some good automation. So, a couple of things to think about. Definitely batching and scheduling your social media. In fact, tomorrow night, I'm going to be over on the CintShare business page at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, sharing how CintShare is going to be your new best friend this summer. So, we're talking about how to batch schedule, some of the functionality that is going to help you stay consistent during the summer. And I think it's going to be a really, really fun training. So make sure that you're popping in to their page tomorrow night, again, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to do a live demo and show exactly how we're scheduling things in our business, which might just inspire you to get a little bit further ahead on your content and batch schedule those out on CintShare. And then, of course, repurpose them across TikTok and YouTube and LinkedIn and Instagram and all the places that CintShare connects to. So the other thing is batching out activities when you have a little bit more bandwidth or free time. So I have been working really hard the last couple of weeks to batch out my podcast episodes. And I know that during the summer, my schedule is going to get crazy. The kids are going to be home. I'm traveling. And the one thing I knew I did not want on my plate was recording podcast episodes. So I am so proud of myself. I'm very, very close. Probably by the end of this week, I will have the entire summer through mid-August batched and scheduled. So that's something, if you have activities like that in your business, you know you can batch out your blog posts, you can batch out your email marketing campaigns, your videos that you're sharing live, whatever that might be. If you can get a little bit ahead of it and just, really kind of bust your buns for a couple of days and get those done, that is such a huge weight off of your shoulder, especially when you know you're approaching a busy season. The other thing that we do in our business is we're really intentional about what activities we're scheduling during the summer. So you're not going to see like a huge launch where we're showing up live and there's a whole bunch of activity in our business over the summer months. There's still going to be consistency. We're still showing up. We have some really fun programming and offers that are scheduled, but we're not doing like anything that's going to just be such a heavy lift that it's going to leave us exhausted and not have that bandwidth to do fun things during the summer as well. So when you're scheduling out your calendar, whether you're doing events or if you're collaborating with others or you're launching a referral program or whatever those fun things that you have going on, just be mindful of how that fits into your summer schedule and where that fits. So the last thing I would say is to lean into any tools that you have access to. So if you're part of the Modern Direct Seller Academy, you know you have that monthly social selling action plan. That is a huge time saver and shortcut for your business. So the June plan will be out probably within the next week or so, but the May plan is available for you now. You can go back to the previous months, take a peek at those, but they really, really are fantastic for kind of that filler content, what you want to share. We're also working in some social prompts and templates for short form video to kind of give you some inspiration. Like, this is a really trending one. Here's how to recreate it on your own for your business. And I think that that's going to be a huge help when you are batching out and creating that content, that you have a guide. You don't have to go search for inspiration or look for ideas. You literally can fill in the blank, drag and drop, update it with your caption, update it with your video, and be ready to roll. So lean into those tools. If you're in the Academy, we also have the 365 social plan, some fun engagement prompts to get things going. If you're using CintShare, they have a huge engagement library that you can pull into your content to get people talking and get them excited. The last thing, and then I promise we'll wrap up, is to ask for help. If you know that summer is going to be busy, if you know you're approaching a busy season where you're traveling a lot or things are just going to be really hectic and crazy for you, absolutely ask for help, right? So maybe you just need to have a quick sit down with your family and say, hey, I'm going to need 2 hours on Saturday mornings to knock this out during this busy season, or I'm going to need help focusing on this without any distraction. So I'm going to need you guys all to leave the house. And so I can sit down and I can focus for these, a couple of hours once a week to get ahead and get things scheduled and keep the business rolling, because really that consistency is going to pay off so much in your business. So I'm excited to see how you're able to manage busy seasons, still stay consistent. If you have any hot tips, drop them into the comments. I would love to see. And I look forward to seeing all of you very soon. We have some really fun things still happening in the Academy. It is not too late to hop into our May We Collaborate training that is going on, but we're sharing all different fun ideas on how you can collaborate with others and do more in your business. So it's going to be a great one to grow your audience, to get in front of new people and make some really great new connections. And that is rolling. I mean, really, that's happening all the time, but we are being intentional about it with some fun prizes and giveaways and that sort of thing through the end of the month. So there is a coupon code and a link in the caption if you'd like to come in and join us inside the Academy. All right. Thank you guys so much for dealing with all my weird audio issues this morning. I'm glad you can hear me now. I hope you have a great Monday, a great week, and I'll see you back here next week. All right.